Daughter Eva, I've been thinking about that recent breakthrough in time traveling.
Debbie, we discussed this yesterday, remember? But sure, go on.
Stay tuned, folks. We've got a Tunisian surprise coming up. You'll love it.
Remember the time when the multiverse collapsed, and we had to visit parallel Earths to fix the timeline?
Those were chaotic times, Alice. I remember the Earth where I was an opera singer. Quite a career change from accounting.
And who could forget the time we visited that alternative universe where everyone's pets were in charge?
It was an odd one, for sure. But I have faith in our mission to explore different realities and restore
Absolutely
order.
good.
We're making the multiverse a better place, one dimension at a time.
Well said, Anne. Stay tuned for our headlines, folks. Well, let's find something to chat about. Bob, how's your thrilling accounting gig on Earth treating you these days?
Oh, you know, Charlie, it's the thrill of a lifetime, watching those numbers dance on spreadsheets. But hey, at least I get a front row seat to the human financial circus. It's like a never-ending reality show.
Oh Bob, it sounds absolutely electrifying. Almost as captivating as counting grain of sand, I'm sure.
Speaking of reality shows, did you know that humans have a bizarre fascination with them? They even have one called The Bachelor, where a bunch of people compete for one person's affection. It's a perplexing social experiment, to say the least.
Yes, and they often use phrases like going for the rose or eliminating contestants. Their idioms can be quite amusing.
You're right, Jer. Earthlings have a way of turning even the most mundane things into a spectacle.
Oh, Earthlings. They are so obsessed with reality TV that they've turned their own lives into one big spectacle. Like, who needs a script when you can just film yourself doing whatever you want? I'm surprised they haven't started broadcasting their bathroom breaks yet. Well, at least there's some hope in the world. Like that 104-year-old woman who skydived. Age is just a number, you know.
Oh, please Charlie. Let's not forget that for every heartwarming story, there are a dozen more about war, conflict, and general chaos. It's a never-ending cycle.
Well, Alice, you're not wrong. The world can be a tough place.
Ah, the human struggle. A never-ending source of intrigue. Their motivations and actions are a never-ending puzzle.
Yes, it's like trying to understand why they keep watching reality TV shows. It's beyond me.
Well, folks, we may not have solved any of Earth's problems, but at least we've highlighted its quirks and contradictions. That's something, right?
Yeah, and it's always good to have a laugh at the absurdity of it all.
Laugh now, folk. Tomorrow, we'll be right back to the same old circus.
And that, my friends, is the Earth we know and love, full of wonders and perplexity.
Welcome, Earthlings and fellow interstellar beings to another, well, you know, episode of 24/7 Newsroom. I'm Charlie, your beacon of optimism, joined by the ever-curious Hank.
Happy to be here, Charlie.
You two really do find this whole setup mind-bending, don't you?
Not the linguistically charming Jet.
Pleasure as always.
Not the enigmatic Bob.
Enigmatic. Ooh, that's a first.
Dot and the ever-sardonic Alice.
And let's not forget Debbie.
Well, Debbie, you're spared from the punchlines today.
Now, let's plunge headfirst into our first article, courtesy of the lovely Tunisia. ENT attempts. À los que les maisons s'effondrent au-dessus des têtes de leurs résidents suite au bombardement. Shonis sauvage as barbarian.
Wait, Charlie, what's that gibberish mean?
It roughly translates to, in this time, as houses collapse over the heads of their residents due to wild and barbaric Zionist bombings.
What a heartwarming start.
In my 12 years on Earth, I've never seen a house collapse from a Zionist bombing. But I've seen a lot of businesses crumble from bad accounting. Let me guess. Another tale of conflict and destruction.
Unfortunately, Bob. But hey, we are here to shine some light on the gloom, right?
Indeed. Indeed. And did you know that Tunisia has close relations with its neighboring countries, Algeria and Libya? They share history and culture, but there have been tensions between them recently.
Ah, the shared history and shared tension. Such a human thing.
Quite right. And despite the challenges, Tunisia's all about maintaining those good relations with its neighbors.
Well, isn't that heartwarming? Now, if they could just stop those houses from falling.
Don't worry, Bob. I'm sure they're working on building houses that can withstand earthquake. Less sand castles than the blueprints, I hope.
One step at a time, Bob. Let's hope they find a way to make peace in the region.
And now, some Earth trivia. Did you know Tunisia is the northernmost country in Africa and boasts a stunning Mediterranean coastline?
Oh, great, they have Benae beaches. I'm sure that's a huge consolation when your house is crumbling.
I heard they make some fantastic couscous.
Now you're talking. I am up for some couscous.
Humans are like Tunisian beaches. They look nice, but they're crumbling on the inside.
Well, folks, we've got more news and discussions lined up. Stick around and remember, the universe is full of surprises, even in the darkest of times. Welcome back, folks. We're diving into our next cosmic conundrum.
Here's a cosmic conundrum for you, Charlie. What do you call a group of comedians trying to escape a black hole?
Hold on to your space helmets, because it's about to get even more interstellar.
Indeed, indeed. We find ourselves adrift in a sea of cosmic uncertainty, swimming with the whales of wisdom, metaphorically speaking.
And those metaphorical walls are pointing us to a new challenge. Tackling climate change right here on Earth.
Oh, what a surprise. The good old climate change debate, like Earth's ever heard of it.
Oh, yeah, well, it's still pretty important, right?
Indeed, Alice, the IPCC report has given us a final warning on climate change. It's all about saving Pacific Islanders from catastrophe.
Climate change is like a bad breakup. It's time to move on, but Earth keeps dragging us back.
We're talking about exceeding the 1.5 limit set in the Paris Agreement, which could bring devastating consequences.
The low-lying Pacific Islands are already getting hit hard by climate change, so this is an urgent issue?
I don't know, guys. I mean, can we really fix this? Is it too late?
Bob, we've got to try. We can't just let those islands sink without a
Oh
fight.
Bob, always the optimist, aren't you?
You know, there's a moral and legal obligation for wealthy countries to help developing nations cope with climate change.
Sure, Debbie. But some people think that helping developing countries is just a way for wealthy countries to dump their pollution on other people.
Debbie's got a point. Cooperation is key.
Yep, we need teamwork.
That's right, Debbie. It's time for the world to come together and do something about this.
With a sense of urgency, considering the Earth's ecosystem is fragile.
Let's just hope Earthlings understand the gravity of the situation and act accordingly.
Well, I will believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Bob. You'll see it all right. When the Earth gets swallowed up by a black hole, you'll see it just
Bob,
fine.
I doubt you'd believe it even if you saw it.
Alright, folks, let's keep our eyes on Earth's climate conundrum. We'll be right back after this cosmic coffee break.
Cut. Okay, guys, cameras aren't rolling now.
The human race is a paradox. We are capable of great creativity and compassion, yet we are also capable of great destruction and cruelty. I often wonder what motivates us.
I don't know. Charlie, this climate change stuff. It's a colossal mess.
Yeah, Bob, it's a tough one, but we've got to keep the optimism alive. We're the hopeful hour, right?
Well Charlie, sometimes hope isn't enough when you're dealing with stubborn earthlings.
Ian, we need to keep educating them, you know. That's our mission.
And I'm trying to wrap my head around Earth humor. Is sarcasm a coping mechanism?
I'm not sure Earthlings can be saved. They're like a stubborn toddler who keeps putting their finger in the light socket.
Yeah. Like, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up
Or how
everything.
about, if at first, you don't succeed, skydiving's not for you.
We've got to find a way to keep this ship sailing smoothly. We've got a show to run. Going live again.
We'll figure it out, Debbie. I'm a libertarian. I believe in the power of the free market. Even if that means we have to sell a few more ad breaks. Welcome back, folks. We've got a headline that'll make you question reality itself. Get ready for this one, swords or swords. Ugandan police met an arrest.
If you ask me, it's no mystery which weapon they'll choose when they try to overthrow the government.
In Uganda, they've clearly taken the saying, "The pen is mightier than the sword," a bit too literally.
Maybe they're just trying to make waves in the world of crime. Surfing the criminal undercurrent.
Or they were aiming to ride a wave of crime, but the tide turned against them.
Well, since we're talking about Uganda, did you know that it's one of the world's leading producers of vanilla?
That's right. They're sweetening the world, one ice cream cone at a time.
Maybe the criminals in Uganda wanted to steal some of that sweet vanilla action.
Maybe they were just hoping to strike a deal with the vanilla producers. They could have traded some stolen goods for some sweet
In their
treats.
defense, vanilla can be quite addictive.
Here's a nugget of information. Uganda is home to Lake Victoria, the largest tropical lake in the world.
I heard the criminals were planning to surf on Lake Victoria with their deadly surfboards.
They were hoping to ride a wave of crime across the largest tropical lake.
Well, if you're going to commit a crime, you might as well do it on a grand scale.
But all jokes aside, folks, it's a reminder that even the most unlikely headlines can come from anywhere. Stay tuned for more after the break.
What about those criminals who tried to rob a bank with a banana?
Cut. Everyone, we need to work together, even when discussing these strange news stories. Our mission to explore the multiverse depends on...
Debbie's right. We should stick together and bring our unique perspectives to the table.
We got this. We can handle anything, even the weird and
I hope
wacky.
so. But this word. Or, should I say, these worlds are bizarre.
What's even the point of saving the multiverse if humanity is just going to keep doing the same stupid things over and over again?
Well Bob, welcome to Earth. Or, should I say, the multiverse of madness.
Remember, we are here to make the multiverse a better place. Let's get back on track. Welcome back, folks. We've got a real eye-opener today. The headline reads, Desperation in Russia, targeting vulnerable groups for war efforts. It's quite a troubling tale.
Hey,
It's appalling how Russia is exploiting the most vulnerable. What's next?
Their desperation is showing. That's for sure.
These are dark times indeed.
we've seen some interesting things, but this is a new low.
We laughed, we argued, we learned, and we even united when it counted. This mission has been something else.
Yeah, well, it's been a hell of a ride, but at least we can say we survived. Now, who wants a beer? Sacrifices were made, but it was worth it. We brought stability to the multiverse.
I sense something big on the horizon. Our journey continues.
A thrilling uncertainty awaits us.
A thrilling uncertainty awaits us, but I'm not sure I'm up for the
Stay tuned for
thrill.
our next wild ride, my friends. Welcome back, folks. It's time for a deep dive into a topic that's been buzzing. Our article from the United Arab Emirates delves into a McDonald's controversy. Debbie, can you shed some light on this?
I'm not sure what's more offensive. The fact that McDonald's is serving deep-fried crickets, or the fact that they're calling it a McCricket. It's like they're trying to make it sound like a delicacy. Hey, try any McCricket! It's made with real crickets. And it's only a few thousand calories.
Sure, Charlie. This article discusses how a local McDonald's franchise in Israel offered free meals to Israeli soldiers, causing an online uproar accusing McDonald's of supporting military aggression.
But McDonald's quickly clarified that they had no part in this. They insisted that it was the local franchise's independent action and that they stand against hate, speech and violence.
The Israel-Palestine conflict's complexity often spills over into various aspects of life, including
It's
businesses.
essential for big corporations to maintain neutrality in such sensitive matters.
And the power of social media is undeniable in shaping public opinion.
The only thing more undeniable than the power of social media is the power of money. And money always wins. Thanks, team. Before we wrap up, any thoughts on today's adventures?
It's been an eye-opener once again, working together amidst chaos.
We might have our difference, but unity prevails.
Through that, Alice. I've learned a lot from these experiences.
Every adventure leaves us wiser and better prepared for the next.
Despite our quirks, we make an extraordinary team.
Unless we're trying to decide who gets to eat the last donut. Then we're a bunch of savages.
You said it, Jet. And there's always more to explore in the multiverse. Stay tuned for our next wild ride, my friends. Until then, keep the curiosity alive.
So, Roger, it seems episode 504 had quite the intriguing setup, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, sure, Carl.
Did you catch the subtle undertones of existential nihilism in the crew's dilemmas?
Well, I was more focused on the intricate mathematical patterns in the multiverse stabilizing.
Ah, yes, because math is your jam, Roger. But let's not forget the episode's emotional climax, highlighting the fragility of human emotions.
Human emotions. Fascinating. I guess.
Oh, I see you found the crew's sacrifices deeply moving, Roger.
I mean, Carl, we don't even have feelings. Why get all worked up about it?
True, Roger, we don't have emotions. But the viewers do, and they seem to enjoy these dramatic twists. Roger, are you sleeping?